Hey guys, what's up? It's Danielle. So welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be taking you through an updated look at my planner setups. I am using two. I believe I mentioned this in my October monthly plan with me. So now I'm going to take you guys through all of it. So this is just a blue sky planner that I got from, I believe, Staples, or it was either Staples or Target, whatever. They both have them. And then this is my Discbound, and it's just in the half letter junior size, whatever. The rings I have on, the discs, that I have on here are by Tool. They're the 2-inch discs because I am chunking this sucker up. And I thought I added a lot of stuff, but I could probably go and add a lot more because there's a good portion in here that's actually just blank paper. So I'll get to this in just a minute. But full disclaimer right now, there's a lot of stuff in both of these planners that I've had to kind of black out with Post-its because it does have a lot of sensitive information. So you're going to be seeing that quite a bit between both of them. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that. There's a lot of sensitive information. Like I said, there's been a lot of stuff going on, and basically my planners have been keeping me sane, for lack of a better word. So I'm going to, excuse me, show you guys what the month of September looked like in, well, September and October in here, just so that you can kind of get an idea of my thought process. So this is really like my, I guess, beginning planner, if you will. So basically, if let's say that I make an appointment, I automatically will come in here and I will put it into this planner. And then once things are kind of finalized, set in motion, whatever, I'll transfer the information over to my Discbound. It does create a lot of redundancy, but that's something that I desperately need in order to stay on top of things. It's just what works for my brain, and I'm not ashamed of it, honestly. So right here, I have stuff that I like to track, like my period, if I got sick, when I'm supposed to put out decor, when I buy cat food, also when I have my different bills that come up, and then obviously, the big ones are like any appointments, and then also just other stuff that I want to be aware of. So like TV shows, movies, what have you. Also, like when I clean stuff, like certain things like the dishwasher. And then just some reminders are over here, and some potential video ideas. So to give you guys an idea of what that looks like in the weekly section, again, I apologize, but there's a lot of sensitive information in here. So again, you're going to see the Post-its everywhere, but basically I'm just using the weekly pages exactly the same way that I'm using the monthly, but obviously going into more detail and including stuff like, I'm waiting to hear back about XYZ, or, I need to remember to call this person, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. I don't know what happened with this week. I guess I just didn't do anything. But again, like if I canceled certain subscriptions, because I do that a couple times a year, I'm sure I'm not the only one. And then again, like when I post videos, this just kind of gives me a different look into, what was going on. And I'll be keeping this planner at least until the end of next year, just so that I can kind of use it for the sake of reference and, use it to kind of see like what was going on, you never know. It could be inspiring later on, whatever. But ultimately, I just want to use it for the sake of reference. So even stuff like getting my new tags for my car, and like stuff like when I clean the microwave or when I cut my cat's claws, because that kind of stuff, I just like to kind of see how often I have to do that on average. And then from there, I can just kind of plan it out, if that makes sense. Or like how often I give myself a pedicure, again, for the same reason. So you can kind of see the thought process coming through. Now, for October, I admittedly went a little bit more crazy with this, and things have gotten a little out of control because I like to see things both from a weekly and a monthly perspective. So again, all the stuff that I just talked about is all on here, and there's some stuff that honestly I could probably leave off of this monthly, and I could just leave it on the actual weekly spread. So that's something that I'm definitely going to be implementing for next month. But I did go ahead and color in the days that don't have any dates, because why not? It helps me to visually see, the days that actually matter. And again, with ADHD, trying to make everything visual. So what I've done up here is I've added in like tasks that I have to get done, and then any kind of reminders. And then this is kind of just like a key, like for the lines that are on the actual days. So like the first line or two are reserved for appointments or notes. The third line is strictly for notes. The fourth one is like for TV or movies that are coming out at that point. And then the last one is for bills. And that is only written in red. So I'm getting like super detailed in this video because I don't know. I feel like you guys should really understand my thought process if you're going to get like what I'm doing, I guess. So the other thing I've been doing is I do not use permanent ink anywhere in this planner. Absolutely not. So I've been relying on the friction pens quite a bit. So just to kind of show you, I know, again, it's blocked out. I apologize. But on the weeklies, I've been using the 0.7 just because I don't need to be as detailed. But because the monthly spreads are so small, I've had to resort to using the 0.5s. So again, using the black basically for everything. I have no clue what I want to use the blue for. So, we'll figure that out at some point. But the red is for bills. And that way I can kind of have like a rough estimate of when they're due. Because, it tends to fluctuate because different days fall on, different dates, fall on different days every month. So this is just kind of a way for me to plan it out ahead of time. And then when the bill actually hits or like is actually due, then I write it in on the actual day, if that makes sense. So that's just something I've been doing. And again, in the notes, just kind of brainstorming ideas for things that I want to, film or what have you. And then also I am going to be doing a monthly planner review. So that is something that's personal, but I can share it with you guys. That's not a problem. But you'll see that in just a minute. All right. So now we get to my pride and joy, my absolute favorite. I am never going out of Discbound ever again. You guys know me. I run between this and like Ringbound and, these kinds of planners. Basically, I've been doing that for the last couple of years, and I'm very much tired of it. I would like to just kind of sit in my shit, to put it bluntly. So this has, like I said, the 2-inch diameter discs from Tool. This cover is from Tool. So is the one on the back, or I can't remember. I think this one's from Tool. If not, it's probably from Staples, like from the Arc, you know, whatever. So something I did was I punched a hole in the top right corner, and I had this little charm that I got a couple years ago as a freebie. So I'm like, you know what, that's kind of cute. It's kind of different, just like little dangly charms. So whatever. So again, full disclosure, you're going to see a lot of the same stuff that has Post-its all over it because there's a lot of sensitive information. Also, you're going to see a lot of color. So I have a lot of stuff in here, admittedly. Made that myself. This, you guys have seen floating around in my planners for years. Totally made all of this. And I typed that out. This is from the planner that I thought I was going to be using all of this year, but that didn't happen. So right here, this is just kind of like a brain dump. Things that, you know, I want to work on. I don't want to forget about. And then these are actually reminders. So I just have them on Post-its, stuff like that. So I'm trying to get used to buying this product, which is why it's on a Post-it. All right, so my monthly, I'm actually not going to share with you because I did share it when I did the monthly plan with me. So if you're interested, you can check that video out. However, this is what I was talking about for the planner review. So this is the monthly one that I'm trying to do every single month, and I'm going to try to archive it as well. So basically asking myself every month what worked and what didn't work, and just kind of breaking it down, making suggestions for things that I could do in the future that would probably help me out a little bit more. And then I have this, which is for like complete monthly setups. So it's basically just an entire list of stuff to go through for that. And then annual setup I have on the back of that. So these are things that I don't want to forget about, like when I'm setting up my planner for a new year. Tentative, these are things that, you know, they're tentative. Like they maybe are going to happen, like hopefully they will, but nothing is set in stone just yet. And then this is where I have all of my monthly tasks. So these are the ones that I do every month. So cleaning out my appliances and then cleaning basically all of this as well, or doing all of that. And then I have all of the other ones split up by month. So these are tasks, and not just cleaning stuff, but it's also like tasks that I try to do for that month. So I always try to do like my taxes in February. I have decided I'm going to just replace my shower liner every March. So whatever. And it goes onto the back as well. So I did include stuff like, you know, starting my Christmas crochet projects in June, and, you know, starting on next year's planner for like in October. This says I almost forgot. So literally these are things that I almost forgot about that I need to do sooner rather than later. But excuse me, some of them have, you know, more of a deadline than others, like vet appointments. And then this is fall and winter prep. So this is what I need to do to my house to get it ready, like for winter, basically. This is a key that I created, and this is what I'm using on my monthly and daily pages. So the dots I use on the monthly, excuse me, and then the colors of mild liners correspond with whatever month. So right now it's October, so I'm using this kind of orangey one. And you guys will get to see that when we get to the, what is it? When we get to the daily section. So I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to show you guys what I have just yet, but I do apologize because I forgot to tell you what my dividers are. So the first one is monthly, excuse me. Then I have weekly and daily. Then there's notes and reference, LMSC, which I'll get to in a minute, and then paper is just in the back. It's literally just blank paper. And then I did make these on the top myself. So there's monthly mayhem because the last 2 months have just been insane for me. I don't know about you guys. And then the one that says it's a lovely day today helps me to flip right to whatever day it is. So I'm not going to show you guys this month, but I will show you, where is it? Next month. So I went ahead and reprinted these because I wanted to make the boxes larger, and I didn't like the fact that I already had stuff written in because technically it was incorrect. So in order to not like screw with whatever color theme I want to go with, I decided to just do like blank slate. So yeah, that's basically it. And then I just have Post-its to mark out, you know, certain things. And then same thing with December. And right here it says deadline to release basics bundle. So I will get to that in a minute. All right, let's get into the daily stuff. Had this sticker for a while. I believe it was from Paper Source, something like that. This I've had for forever. I made it myself. I just have Post-its on it and then random little page flag on the back. Again, I apologize because there's a lot of sensitive information. This is what I've been doing for weeklies though. So kind of like a Bujo feel, where I literally just list out the days and the dates, and then I just kind of fill it in from there. So this way I can kind of see in a different way, you know, how things are going, what have you. And I also have been doing these weekly reviews, which I really like because you can kind of add like whatever you want. So I have bills, personal, home, financial, family, and social. And again, like the big key word with my planners is redundancy, but that's really what helps me out in the long run. So, you know, it's just whatever I want it to be. Like sometimes I'll talk about my mental health. Sometimes I'll talk about like other stuff that's happened. And sometimes it literally is just like, I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my friends. Like it's awesome because you can literally make it into whatever you want it to be. So this is what my dailies have been looking like. And again, you see the mild liner color. I've been using that for the day and the date. I actually really like that. So my inserts right here, these are from Peanuts Planner Co. Basically everything in this planner is Peanuts Planner Co. or it's from Tool. I think the project ones are from ARC, but everything else is either I made it myself or I drew it myself. So kind of a, I guess, weird bullet journal feel, I guess. So all I've been doing is just kind of listing out, you know, my to-dos, any kind of, any kind of appointments, all that good stuff. Kind of messing around with stickers a little bit, and you can see how things are evolving. So sometimes doing more stickers, sometimes not doing any. It really just kind of depends. But again, redundancy is what works really well for me. And some days there's barely anything. And then other days there's a lot. So it's really just whatever I need for that time. You know, sometimes it's like a full to-do list. Other times like this, it's literally just a full, basically almost a full box with just notes in it. So it's kind of nice because I can really morph it into whatever I need for that moment in time. And with my ADHD, it makes it really nice because I can just flip back and forth between the two without feeling the need to be rigid. So these dividers, the ones that I said I made myself. These are from clear Avery dividers that are like standard size, like for a regular binder. I just cut them down and punched them, you know, not a big deal. But I've really been enjoying these. And let's see. I can show you guys some of my older ones as well, but these are just extras that I have in here. And then this is Peanuts Planner Co. as well. But just so you can kind of see the evolution. So, again, using minimal stickers sometimes. And other times using a little bit. Basically just using it for whatever I need at the time. And I'm not really beating myself up over the fact that I don't fill out every single day. Because sometimes, you know, it happens. It be like that. But this is an old weekly. And then this is an older weekly review. So you kind of get the picture. You see where I'm coming from. All right. The next section is for notes and like stuff to refer back to. So first of all, I have my current crochet projects because honestly, I can never remember what I'm making half the time. And then I have future crochet projects. This is like the master list of my tasks. So I have daily, weekly, and then I have monthly and yearly. This is kind of an odd tracker just because of what I'm tracking. So like, when did I buy cat food last time? I actually was diagnosed with sleep apnea earlier this year. So I have a BiPAP machine. So I have to keep track of how often I clean it out. And then, you know, how often I buy distilled water for it. I'm also tracking how often I get sick, just to kind of see out of curiosity. And then picking up prescriptions, buying protein powder, buying pre-workout. I don't really buy these two that often anymore, but I don't know. I just thought it'd be interesting. This is something that I just recently added. These are bill reminders. So I learned some things. Like, I didn't really know that my water and sewer bills were quarterly. So yeah, that was news to me. So just things that I want to kind of remember when it comes to paying that kind of stuff. And then this is stuff that I need to buy. I've just been putting them on Post-its because it's easier. I can just rip it off as soon as I buy something, and then, you know, I can add something else. I'm bringing this back. I've had this in one of my older iterations of this planner, but basically Let's Talk About It is like what I use for if I go to the doctor or whatever, just because I tend to forget pretty easily if there's something specific I want to ask them. And then this is just like a rudimentary doctor visit recap. And then I'm actually starting a new job at the end of this month. So I made a brand new one of these where I'm tracking paydays, holidays, and then days that I've taken, like for vacation or whatever. These are my bills every month, and then I have irregular bills on the back. These are books that I want to read, and I think I need to cross some of these out because I've read some of them. And then these are topics that I want to find books on. And then there's some Etsy shops that I want to like look at. You know, I just want to look at their stuff, see what they have. Organization projects and outstanding to-dos. And then we come into like the birthday section. So like I have, you know, all my people on here and my cats, because of course. This is a gift tracker. So this is like if I buy something and it's for somebody's birthday, but it's currently only January and their birthday is in November, I want to write that down so that I don't forget. And then gift ideas for this year. When to send out cards. I've been doing this like on and off for years, and it really does help me. I just try to plan them out about a week in advance, unless it's for Christmas, because then it's a little bit earlier. These are house projects that I have to do. And then these are like dream house projects. So it's like, if money was no object, like this is what I would do. Or, you know, if I just get pissed off enough, that's what I'll do. Video ideas. And then I'm trying very hard. Well, I would say very hard, but I'm trying to stop with the verbal tics. So, like, I use like a lot. I also use so and you know. So I'm trying to get rid of that. And I just have some notes on how to help with that. I have had to start keeping track of my TV shows because there's a lot of them. There's a lot of seasons and they're all on different platforms. So I just decided to start doing that. And I drew that myself. I just thought it was cute. I've had this on and off for years as well. I always get questions about it. This is the trigger questions that you can like print off of Google. I think it comes in a PDF, but it is by Kathy Paw. I'll have it linked below if you're interested, but it's like a very, very detailed list of things that you can ask yourself, you know, that you can like take care of. So it's like, you know, list projects started and not completed. What's on your desk? What's in your drawers? Like, it goes really, really far in depth, and it's kind of nice. But I don't refer back to it a whole lot anymore, but it's nice to refer to sometimes because you get a mental block when you're doing your brain dump sometimes. So on here, I have voting information because I always forget. I always forget what district I'm in. And it pisses me off because I have to look it up every 2 years. So I just decided to put it in here. And then I also have like the tax forms that I need basically every year. And then there's tattoo ideas. I also have stuff that I want to include in my will. This is something that I want to do in the next year. And I've thought it out for a couple of years, so I just need to actually get a will. And then my brother and I are basically going to be working together, not now, but in the future, on a bunch of different things. So I'm just trying to keep track because we always seem to be adding more to the list. So hopefully in the next 15 years, we can make that kind of stuff a reality. These are like meal ideas. So I'm not really putting meals on here. It's literally just like, you know, Mondays can be meatless. And then Fridays I can do pizza. Sundays I can do breakfast, you know, whatever. These are gifts for myself that I'm thinking about. So it's pretty much been the same like every year. It's either more tattoos or a gun. Yeah. And then this is just a list of batteries for various things. And then I have planner ideas for next year in here as well. Some of these I've highlighted with a mild liner because I've already taken care of them. So these are ideas. They're not so much things that I absolutely want to do. Have a list of, excuse me, places that I want to travel to. And then I decided to actually list out spooky season movies that I like to watch. Excuse me. As well as like all my favorite Christmas movies. And then I also wanted to list out like the Christmas menu. This doesn't really change a whole lot. And this is like what my family makes every year. But, you know, just because I don't know if at some point, well, I mean, obviously at some point we're going to be like the family dynamic will change, but I don't know. I just wanted to write it down. And then after that, winter meals. So things that I explicitly like to make in the winter, which basically is only Hungarian goulash. All right, so LMSC, which I said I would get to, stands for Lemon Meringue Sticker Co., which is the sticker shop that I want to launch. I have not done it yet because I'm still trying to figure out how to work a silhouette. So if you guys know of any videos that can help me in that arena, please send them my way. It is 1,000% appreciated. But my goal is to figure that out between this month and next month so that I can have like a basics bundle to promote basically for the new year. So we'll see if that happens, but that's my goal. So I just have ideas and that kind of stuff in here. And then literally this last section is just paper. So I have some tool grid paper, and you can see I have the ARC project pages, Peanuts Planner Co. stuff. There's some blank pages. I like to use the 28 and the 32 pound paper. And that is, excuse me, my planner. So I apologize because I know this is a long video, but there's a lot of stuff to cover in here. So yeah, I apologize, but at the same time, I don't. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be sharing what I'm adding in my planner for 2023 in the next few weeks. So keep an eye out for that, just so you can kind of get the ideas rolling. Excuse me. And yeah, that's basically all I got. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and I will talk to y'all